What if I told you that choosing the wrong Mancera fragrance could be the difference between walking into a room unnoticed and having people literally stop what they're doing just to ask what you're wearing? Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. And if you're new here, welcome. My name is Jesse and I'm glad you clicked on this video. And today we're diving deep into 6 of Mancera's most talked about fragrances. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which one matches your personality, your style, and most importantly, your goals. So hit that subscribe button because trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming. But first, let me tell you about my friend Marcus. Last month, he blindly bought what he thought was the safest choice from Mancera. 3 weeks later, he's sitting in my car asking me why nobody seems to notice his fragrance anymore. The problem? He picked based on hype instead of understanding what each scent actually does. Don't be Marcus. Let's start with something that might surprise you. Fabulous Yuzu launched in 2022. And honestly, when I first heard the name, I thought it was going to be another basic citrus fragrance. I was completely wrong. This oriental floral opens with this incredible yuzu note that's like if lemon and mandarin had a sophisticated Japanese cousin. But here's where it gets interesting. There's cinnamon hiding in the opening. Not Christmas cookie cinnamon, but this warm, almost savory spice that makes the whole thing feel expensive. The heart brings in vetiver, mimosa, and jasmine. Now, if you're thinking this sounds feminine, slow down. The vetiver keeps it grounded, and that cinnamon from the opening never really leaves. It's like wearing a cashmere sweater made of sunshine. The dry down is where Fabulous Yuzu really shows its personality. Mysore sandalwood, vanilla, and tonka bean create this creamy, almost edible base that lasts about 6 to 7 hours on my skin. It's not nuclear like some Manceras, but it's consistent. This is unisex, but I'd say it leans slightly more appealing to people who appreciate gourmand fragrances. Perfect for spring and summer days when you want to smell approachable but not basic. If you're the type who gets compliments on your cooking, or people always ask you to plan the group hangouts, this might be your signature. But what if you want something more universally appealing? Now, if Fabulous Yuzu is the friend everyone loves having around, Cedrat Boise is the one who gets along with literally everyone. Released back in 2011, this has become Mancera's most recognizable fragrance for a reason. The opening hits you with Sicilian lemon, bergamot, and blackcurrant. But here's what most people don't tell you. That blackcurrant note is what makes this special. It's not just citrus, it's citrus with this dark, almost wine-like richness underneath. The middle brings fruity notes, patchouli, and water jasmine. The patchouli here isn't hippie patchouli, it's refined, almost tea-like. And that jasmine, it adds just enough floral sweetness to keep things interesting without going full flower shop. The base is where Cedrat Boise shows its true colors. Cedar, leather, sandalwood, vanilla, white musk, and moss. This creates this woody creamy foundation that somehow manages to be fresh and warm at the same time. Performance is solid. About 8 hours on skin, moderate projection. It's unisex in the truest sense. I've worn this to business meetings and beach parties with equal success. Everyone compares this to Creed Aventus, but honestly, they're different enough that you could own both without feeling redundant. Cedrat Boise is smoother, creamier, and less aggressive. If you're someone who values versatility above all else, or you're just getting into fragrances and want something that'll work in 90% of situations, this is your answer. But some people don't want to be safe. Some people want power. Take everything I just said about Cedrat Boise and multiply it by 3. Cedrat Boise Intense, released in 2021, is what happens when Mancera decides to show off. The opening still has those Sicilian citrus notes and blackcurrant, but now there are spices that hit you like a slap of cold air. This isn't gentle. This announces your presence before you even walk into the room. The heart is where things get serious. Leather, white sandalwood, Cambodian oud, patchouli, and jasmine. That leather note is prominent. Not motorcycle jacket leather, but expensive handbag leather. Sophisticated, but undeniably masculine. The base brings ambergris, oak moss, white musk, and vanilla. This combination creates this almost magnetic quality. People will notice you from across the room. Performance, 16 plus hours easily. This is a nuclear level projection for the first 6 hours, then settles into this incredible skin scent that lasts literally all day and into the next. This leans more masculine than the original, not because of the notes necessarily, but because of the intensity. It's confident to the point of being slightly intimidating. Perfect for fall and winter, evening events, or any time you want to be remembered. If you're the type who leads rather than follows, who makes decisions quickly and stands by them, this is your scent. Just remember, one spray goes a very long way. Now, what if you want people to notice you for completely different reasons? If there's one fragrance in the Mancera lineup that lives up to its name completely, it's Instant Crush. Released in 2019, this has become the brand's not-so-secret weapon for getting compliments. The opening combines saffron, ginger, Sicilian mandarin, and bergamot. That saffron is key. It's this warm, almost metallic sweetness that immediately sets this apart from typical florals. It's exotic without being weird. The heart brings amber wood, Moroccan rose, Egyptian jasmine, and Indonesian patchouli. This is where Instant Crush shows its BR540 DNA. It has that same airy sweet quality, but with more depth and complexity. The base is Madagascar vanilla, white musk, sandalwood, and oak moss. This creates this skin-like warmth that people find absolutely irresistible. Performance is nuclear, 8 to 10 hours easily, with a projection that fills a room. But here's the thing, it's loud without being obnoxious. It draws people in rather than pushing them away. This is unisex, but leans slightly more appealing to feminine tastes. However, I know plenty of guys who wear this and absolutely kill it. It's confident, sensual, and memorable. Perfect for date nights, special occasions, or anytime you want to be approachable and magnetic. If you're someone who values connection over intimidation, who people naturally gravitate toward at parties, this could be your signature. Fair warning, you will get asked what you're wearing. A lot, but maybe you want something completely different. Something that transports people. French Riviera is Mancera's 2022 attempt at capturing the essence of a perfect beach day. And honestly, it's either going to be love at first sniff, or you're going to hate it. There's no middle ground. The opening is bright and juicy. Orange, lemon, tangerine, ginger, and pepper. It's cheerful, optimistic. The olfactory equivalent of putting on sunglasses and feeling instantly cooler. The heart brings sea notes, tiar flower, pine tree, mimosa, and vetiver. Those sea notes are where things get interesting. It literally smells like ocean air and sunscreen had a baby. Some people find this intoxicating. Others find it cloying. The base is sea salt, white musk, and amber. That sea salt note is polarizing. After about 2 hours, it can start to smell slightly salty funky on some people's skin. It's supposed to evoke dried sea air, but your mileage may vary. Performance is moderate, about 6 to 7 hours, decent projection for the first few hours. This is definitely a warm weather fragrance. Wearing this in winter would be like wearing flip-flops in the snow. This is unisex, perfect for beach vacations, summer parties, or anytime you want to smell like you just stepped off a yacht. If you're someone who gets energized by travel, who collects passport stamps, instead of possessions, who people come to for vacation planning advice, this might speak to you. But sample first. Seriously, this one's too specific to blind buy. Finally, let's talk about the one that breaks all the rules. Released in 2016, Aoud Lemon Mint is Mancera's attempt at answering the question, what if we took traditional Middle Eastern Oud and made it accessible to everyone? The result is unlike anything else in the fragrance world. The opening combines Sicilian lemon, almonds, black pepper, and coriander. That almond note is crucial. It makes the whole thing creamy and approachable instead of sharp and citrusy. The heart brings agarwood oud, patchouli, Egyptian jasmine, and mint. Now here's the thing about that oud, it's not barn animal oud, it's synthetic, smooth, and almost creamy. The mint is subtle, more of a cooling effect than actual mint leaves. The base includes vanilla, amber, white musk, leather, and vetiver. This combination creates this unique creamy woody foundation that's simultaneously exotic and familiar. Performance is excellent, 10 to 12 hours, strong projection. This is Mancera showing that Aoud fragrances don't have to be challenging or niche. This is unisex, Perfect for people who want to dip their toes into Aoud territory without diving into the deep end. It works year-round, but really shines in spring and fall. If you're someone who appreciates craftsmanship, who likes things that are unusual but not weird, who people describe as having interesting taste, this might be your perfect match. So, which one suits you? Let me break this down based on personality and goals. If you want versatility above all else, Cedrat Boise. It's the Swiss Army knife of fragrances. If you want power and presence, Cedrat Boise Intense. This is for leaders, not followers. If you want compliments and connections, Instant Crush. This is magnetic in the best way. If you want something sweet and approachable, Fabulous Yuzu. Perfect for the naturally warm personality. If you want to transport people to vacation mode, the French Riviera is the place. Just sample first. If you want something truly unique, try Aoud Lemon Mint. This is for the person who marches to their own drummer. Here's my personal recommendation. If you can only choose one, go with Cedrat Boise. It's versatile enough to handle 90% of situations while still being interesting enough to get compliments. If you can afford to, pair Cedrat Boise with either Instant Crush for special occasions or Fabulous Yuzu for summer days. And remember, don't just take my word for it. These are niche fragrances with complex personalities. Sample before you commit to a full bottle. Before you go, let me know in the comments which of these Mancera fragrances sounds most appealing to your personality. Are you a team versatile, team power, or team complement magnet? If this helped you narrow down your choices, smash that like button and hit subscribe with notifications on. I've got more fragrance deep dives coming that you won't want to miss. And if you're looking for more fragrance content, check out my review of the most underrated niche houses that nobody talks about. The link's right here. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. Until next time, smell and feel good. Stay fragrant.